Let's take this entire thing back apart again and start over and do it right, I guess.
The wing module is not programmed, so the wing will not work. Yep. Would you like to know why the Bugatti's not going to start today, Beer?
So we got the front of the car and the back of the car bolted together, and we got all of the perimeter bolts in place, which hold the rear frame sections, we call them wings, onto the monocoque passenger cabin. There are only 4 bolts left that we need to affix to the passenger cabin, and that is the bolts that hold the front portion of this motor mount right here. While I was able to get 2 of them in, the other 2 are not lining up correctly, and I don't know exactly why, so I'm going to have to fight with it a little bit more and get that situated properly, because if I don't do that, we're going to have to disassemble a whole lot of this. Possibly the entire thing will have to be separated again so that I can get that straightened out. It shouldn't be a problem, but we're going to find out.
We could turn the damn car on. We don't need, all we need is oil. The only thing we have to do is change out these fucking drain plugs right here and make sure all the grounds are on, and that's it.
You have to do all the hydraulic fluid and hydraulic system.
I don't think so.
You probably don't want the pump spinning without fluid in it.
We can put fluid in it. I really feel like we're like so close, like we should just probably just do it.
You put the battery in front of the AC line first. Success! We got the motor mounts bolted to the back of the cab, so that's a good thing. No major issues there, just had to get them aligned properly and chase the threads out to make sure they weren't cross-threaded or anything, and went together pretty smoothly. So on to the next part. Might be the subframe piece right here. It goes from these points here and here back to here. Connects everything together, keeps a little bit of the flex out, and is where we mount some things. So that's probably next. No chance of this car starting today, probably not tomorrow either. But we'll see how much Houston wants to push. Look
at this bolt. It is right here.
And it gets in the way of the AC line, and it has absolutely no business being that wrong over there.
Right, and
that's a
part
beer
of-
problem.
Right, and so driven through the harness, enough to puncture through the sheathing. That's one long big piece, and it probably went right through the fucking harness itself.
Well, it's not a harness that's there. It's like a fucking 10 gauge cable. So I find it really hard to believe that that bolt pierced. It probably went right through the middle of it, and it pushed it over. So just take this off, and peel it down so I can look in there. Yep. Would you like to know why the Bugatti's not going to start today, Beer? You pierced the 8 gauge cable that comes through from the transmission to the battery. Or sorry, the starter to the battery.
Pierced it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Welcome here.
What did I do? What did I not do?
Yeah. Shot a bolt through there that's like 1.5 inches too long.
Look at that, Beer. See that bolt right there? It's the same on this side. And that's a harness. Ow. Here's the damage, Andy. Just this sheathing here, cut through.
Oh, lovely.
So
How brittle is that sheet? Is that
it's
like-
rubber. That piece only comes with the whole set. It's 12,000 I think, for those 3 cables. I've been wanting to order it, don't worry, Andy knows. I really needed a new set of those cables.
Thanks, man.
I can make you guys one too. Yeah. Or we could just invest in some electrical tape and put it back together.
Yeah, that was the death.
Yeah. Luckily, Andy is able to just put some like new sheeting over it. Can we crank it without fuel right now?
I have not put any fluid in the rear diff yet, and the battery's not connected. But aside from that,
We don't need the fluid in the rear diff to crank though.
correct.
Yeah. I would like to crank it and let it sit for like 30 minutes, right?
I would like to hook up the battery and let it sit for 1 minute.
Okay. Maybe it doesn't burn down.
Well, no, I tried. no,
We forgot about that part, right? Connect the battery. Oh, the car's gonna
no,
explode.
I did connect the battery earlier, but the alarm started going off, so I disconnected the battery because I don't have any way of disarming it. You
Why?
have the key in your pocket.
No, the key is right there. Oh. In the ignition.
Meanwhile,
But we're on our way to get some 100 octane. We're gonna try to start that car soon.
Not too bad.
Okay, so the headlights are on? Mm-hmm. That's really confusing, but I'm cool with it. In the Vansori Veyron, they ran some extra wiring for the lights. These, I just plugged them into the back and they work, so I'm cool. Maybe this has some issue. I'm more or less under the impression that, like, there may be some stored codes. Might not start. But are all of our grounds in? I think they are.
As far as I know,
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on underneath that dashboard.
You know what I also don't have is I don't have any information on that gearbox.
Oh.
This is my fear.
Yes, if you don't have neutral, it won't crank.
Okay, so can we get the OBD2 thing just to see if we can get something on here? This system never worked with the Bugattis, but I did never check. Can you just pull that module off, or no? Or is it hard? Yeah, see this thing? It is. I don't know why it never worked. Coolant temp sensor. Both the coolant temperature sender. This gearbox control has no power. I was thinking that this was gonna have no power. It was the only piece that, see, the guy I bought it from said he sent it to those people in Ricardo, and they're like, oh yeah, it's fine. The number one problem we're gonna have right here is this gearbox thing. Everything else I don't care about. What's gonna happen is that there's gonna be some errors that they're gonna have to program the modules, right? My module in the back, the wing module, is not programmed. So the wing will not work. That's why I have lowering up and down lights. The red coolant temp sensor, that could be a sensor that we haven't plugged in. Or it could be a sensor that's wrong. I think we need a gearbox computer. It was the only computer I didn't replace in the car because the guy that I bought this car from told me he sent it to Ricardo and they tested it and said it was good. He clearly lied to me, and now I'm gonna sue him, and I will sue him because I've been wanting to sue this guy for a really long time, but I haven't been able to decide if it's just, this is the thing, like, he was like, oh, you need this much stuff, and I was like, okay, I get it, this much stuff. Maybe there's a little bit more, but not a lot of bit more, right? A lot of bit more, which actually has been a lot because we've had to do all the turbos. We've had to do the whole damn car, basically. But right now we can't get the gearbox to go into, well, the car to think that the gearbox is a neutral. So although I've replaced all the harnesses, we just we're at a dead end because we can't really start it if it doesn't go into neutral. The car needs to think it's a neutral, and there's really no hack for that. So one thing I'm concerned about though is that we have all these modules in the car and they're going to need to be programmed, and I can't program them. The dealer has to do it. So we may have to take this car to Bugatti and have them program all the modules to then start it. Well, the engine ECUs were good. They did not need to be replaced. It helped. Actually, it's funny because it's only $500 each, so I might as well just replace them. The only thing on the car is cheap. Well, we've got a couple little things to look at before, so let's get this car back down again and we'll find out. I have to get programmed. I mean, there's just no way around that. I don't see how we're gonna put brand new modules in the car that won't have to be programmed. But never have we owned a car that has ever been like that.
Have me go over the whole front suspension because it was put together some time ago and the person who did it may have been in a rush due to whatever reason, so I'm gonna go over it.
So we got the battery hooked up and mostly electronics in the vehicle. We're obviously, some airbags and miscellaneous things aren't connected at this point. Turned the ignition on, we plugged in our computer to it, and we found several error codes that indicate we're having communication issues with the transmission computer, which is one of the only computers in the vehicle that we have not replaced. And it did have some physical abnormalities, lots of corrosion all over the outside of it. The inside of it actually looked pretty good, but some of the pen connectors had some corrosion on them. So there's a possibility that corrosion has gotten down into the printed circuit board and it may not be working. So the other thing is that if there's a fuse missing out of the fuse panel, or so it's not getting power or something silly like that, we basically just need to do some troubleshooting and find out why we're not getting communication with the transmission computer.
So you wiggle this and you're losing communication, and it looks like somebody else already got to it and tried to do a repair. Yep. So one of the previous hands that's had it tried fixing an issue and there's still an issue.
My guess is that the people that were working on this prior to us receiving the car knew there was an issue and they tried to address it, and so we were having some communication issues with the chassis control module, and took the electrical plug apart and found corrosion on the actual terminals themselves, the pins. And so what I did is I basically took one pin out and started cutting the wire in 1-inch increments, up and up and up, and I went from the plug all the way up into here before I found clean wire that wasn't actually corroded. And so I replaced every single wire that comes out of that plug, just checking every one of them, and they were all corroded up to about this location. The other harness that's on here has no corrosion in it, so somehow or another the seal in this one had failed, and water or something got in there and started the corrosion process. And it's been, I don't know how long this car's been offline, 10 plus years. And We suspect that that has happened at other portions of the wire harness as well for the engine, because we're still having some communication issues, even though all the rest of the wiring in the car, the chassis harness and the transmission harness have both been replaced with brand new. So the communication issues are probably down to corrosion in the wires that we can't see, and based on the amount of time that it took for me to repair this, we just don't feel that it's really gonna make sense to try to do that with the rest of the engine harness. So we're probably gonna buy a brand new engine harness, take this entire thing back apart again, and start over and do it right, I guess.
And let's be done with it. Okay? Like, let's just take this thing to the dealer and let them plug their computer into it and see if it'll. Here,